on the house internet here. The internet here is only good for gaming. Can't download nothing. You damn sure can't upload nothing. It's trash. I'm sorry I'm out of breath. It seems like whenever I'm about to go live, everything wants to go wrong. Because I have to like literally get myself together to go live, right? I have to like convince myself, like, all right, just chill out, calm down, go live. I honestly don't know why I'm out of breath. Either one or two things happen. I either start getting out of breath and like hyperventilating like I am now for no fucking reason. I mean, for no freaking reason. Oh my God, I already cussed. I try not to cuss within the first minute of these videos because they repurpose them as VODs and you're not supposed to cuss in the first minute. Hey, what's up, Khalil? Welcome in, Odin. How y'all doing today? I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. Y'all probably gonna hear me like have like phlegmy because that's another thing that happens. As soon as I go live, for whatever reason, I start getting like all of this phlegm in my throat. Thank you, Khalil. It's always a pleasure to have you here, sir. I always appreciate you coming in here and supporting, right? That way I don't feel like I'm talking to myself. How you doing, Odin? How y'all doing? So every time I start live, it does that. I don't know how some people just get on here and just start talking about whatever they're talking about, but it is what it is. How y'all doing today? How y'all surviving in this world right now? Because I know it's a lot of people struggling. And that's why I put this. This is gonna be the struggle stream. Welcome, Panda. Welcome, Panda. Welcome up. Hope you ain't pander, but welcome in. I'm not mad at the panderers. The economy's tough right now, and the easiest way to make money right now is to get online and say exactly what people want to hear. You get online and you say exactly what, especially what women want to hear. You get online and you say what women want to hear, you will make money, sir. But you will be looked down upon. There will be people that look down their nose at you like me. I honestly think it's disgusting because it's the lowest form of pandering possible. It's just like, I'm gonna get on here and I'm just gonna say like everything that is contrarian to what I as a man would like feel in my heart about some things, right? But I'm gonna say it because I know it's gonna give me a lot of attention. It's gonna give me some checks. And one of the things that I've learned recently is that short form content that is like TikToks, that is like the YouTube shorts, if they go viral, that is the Instagram reels, they're toxic. In fact, there's been a study done that has said that consuming short form content and just doom scrolling all day is the equivalent of having 5 drinks a day. It fucks with your brain. It messes with your brain. It messes with, and it makes sense because a lot of it is just brain rot. And if you've noticed, one of the things that has arisen over the last, I would say, year or so, or at least 6 months or so since TikTok came back up, is the rise in rage bait. That is to get online, say something that's extremely provocative, maybe that you don't believe, just something that pops into your head, so you know it's gonna piss people off, go viral, get a check, wash, rinse, repeat, right? Great. A lot of people are doing that. It drives certain conversations, but a lot of these conversations are being driven right into a wall because they make no goddamn sense whatsoever. You're just out here, you know, what else with the tree, right? Like that's what's going on. So short form content, at least when YouTube was the main platform as far as creating content, everybody that got on here had to get on here and like think of what they were going to talk about. Even people that make long form content now, even if they're just talking about themselves, they have to get on here and there has to be some context to what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? you Mr. Beast? Hey, what's up, Mr. Beast? Donate some money to the struggle stream. I know you were just doing the live, but go ahead, do you cookies. I don't know what that means, but a lot of people putting out short form content because, like I say, it's provocative, blah, 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 blah. What I'm saying that to say is, I don't think the world or the divide between a lot of us is as bad as the internet will make it out to be, right? Real life shows me different. I spend a lot of time in the real world, and what is said online and what is talked about online is not reflected in the real world. You know what I'm saying? What up, James Johnson? It's just not. And what people do is they get on here and, like I say, they're provocative. It's gonna get you money if you get on here and say something dumb. It just is. If you say something that's gonna trigger people. Yeah, let me hold two. You know what I'm saying? Let me hold a couple hundo, Mr. Beast. But that fool is over here doing a charity with Aiden Ross and some other people trying to get, I guess, $100-something thousand to send to Africa. Supposedly, I don't believe in none of these charities. After I figured out a lot of them launder money to these nonprofit motherfuckers for these so they can avoid paying taxes on a lot of the stuff. And it seems like ever since they cut out USID, where they were sending a lot of these countries money, all of a sudden you have these influencers, because he don't seem like he wants to be there. Aiden Ross don't seem like they want to be there. It seemed like their handlers, the people that give them a lot of money and a lot of exposure, told them, y'all got to start doing this fundraiser, because if you're Mr. Beast and you have all that money, why don't you just donate 100 million? You got it. Like, what are we talking about? Why are you asking people that are going into a clear recession or depression or whatever you want to call this for their money for what? Like, when you have it in your pocket? Because if I got it, me and the lady I'm talking to right now, we was talking about the other day, and I was talking about, she's from Maui, okay? Maui, where the wildfires were and everything. And she was talking about how some of the money was distributed after the fires, right? She was saying how, as far as, and I didn't know this, The Rock and Oprah's money, people did actually get checks from that charity that The Rock and Oprah did, which, you know, a lot of us criticize. I think the reason they got checks is because people did put a spotlight on it. Like, why didn't y'all donate money? But that charity did give a lot of people their checks. But I forget who else. It was another, like FEMA and stuff. A lot of those people didn't get their checks from them. They shirked those people. A lot of the people didn't get the money that they were supposed to get from a lot of the charities that were claiming that they were doing charities for Maui. A lot of those people didn't get that money. Yeah, I'm just saying, they launder a lot. Why is Mr. B sitting up here all of a sudden just asking for money, bro? Like, be the example. I made this much money through being creative. Now I'm going to be a philanthropist. I'm going to put it back into the world. Because, like, right now, let's say I got $100 million right now. You know what I'm going to do with $100 million? I'll tell you exactly what I would do with $100 million right now. Well, for one, first off, I would buy a little piece of property, nothing too exuberant, but they have some nice properties out here that's gated off for me and my family. And that my family includes my mom, my brother, his wife, my nieces, my kids. Whoever wants to live on that property can live on that property. That's just something that, but we would maintain it together as a family. That's the first thing I would do. The second thing that I would put a lot of money behind, I would literally hire me some 3D animators to finish my cartoon. I'm not going to even hold y'all up. This shit is tiring. I would literally hire me some young artists, and I would pay them well. They would have insurance, all the whole nine, to finish this shit for me. I've already written it. I got the storyboards. All they got to do is follow it and finish the shit for me, so I'm not in here. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Black Hole. Oh, wow, Black Hole saying some crazy shit. My bad, y'all. That's you know what I'm saying? Mr. Beast turned me into a snail, and I got nothing in return. One of his games. This is a woman. I may be a woman. I don't know. I may be a woman with big balls. No, but hey, what's up, Paul? How you doing, sir? Thank you. But yeah, I don't know. I don't believe I would. No, okay. So the second thing I would do with the money, I would obviously furnish the house. I'll make sure everybody's good, whatever, all that good stuff. But I don't even think that's going to cost me even a couple million to do. Honestly, I got $98 million left to fuck off, right? I'm not saying I'll fuck it off. Obviously, I'll have my business and stuff. But what else am I going to do with that money? There's only so much stuff I can buy. There's only so many things that I can acquire. Of course, I like toys, right? I like fucking superheroes and stuff. Oh my God, you're such a nerd. But yeah, I would buy fucking toys. But that's not even cracking 100,000 really. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, there's so much money I have to give back to this community, to any community that has shown me. I'm telling y'all something, okay? Like, we lived in a shelter, right? I told y'all about this many times. Been homeless a lot. Coming out the shelter, you go into, the state will put you into what they call a transitional living home. So you go into a transitional living home. Me, my mom, my brother went to this transitional living home, and we was approaching Christmas or whatever. So it was a family, a random family that was well off. In fact, we never met this family, okay? This is just a random family. We didn't have shit. We coming out of a fucking homeless shelter into this transitional. But this family, part of the church, like I talk a lot of shit about the church, but a lot of people that are part of the church are good people. This family told us to make a list, just a list. Write down whatever you want. Don't leave nothing that you don't want off that list. And we're like, yeah, right. This random white family is not going to get everything that we asked for on this list. So we wrote everything that we wanted on that list. We wrote everything. I think I ended up getting like like big micro machine. No, my dad bought that for us. I ended up getting Exo Squad. I ended up like all the shit. I was like, they not gonna get all this. Bro, do you know that family on Christmas Eve showed up to our house with all the shit that we had on that list because they wanted to give back to a community? And you know what that did to me mentally as a person, like as a human being, like to see that people just do that, like it changes you, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. So if you got the resources to give back, just give a little bit back. Give it a little bit back. Put yourself out there, give a little bit back. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying literally put yourself out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I would move to Hawaii and buy a normal house. I would then start nonprofit and spend most of my time helping people right. Something just to do. Like right now, in my spirit, obviously during the day, I'm at a restaurant. If I didn't have to work at that restaurant, what else would I be doing my time? After I'm done working out, if I don't feel like playing the game all day, obviously I don't want to fucking work on a cartoon all day. I didn't hire some young people to do that for me. What else am I going to do with my time besides give back to the world? I have nothing but money. And people say, you can buy a yacht. It's only so many titties I can see. I'm just being honest with you. It's only so many titties I can see. I can only go to so many countries so many times. It's only so many drugs I can do. After a minute, it's just like, bro, it's only so many liquors I can drink. It's only so many carnal pleasures I can have in this world with that much abundance before I say to myself, it's time for me to put back into this world. But there's a reason that these people do not put back. And it's not just greed. It's not. There's something more to it than that. I like that Dr. X, though. I really do. You could buy a big ass yacht and just go. That's what people say. People say it all the time. Buy a yacht. Just stay on your yacht. But then, I would feel, but think about it. I've said it in another video. Why do all these billionaires come out and they say they get involved in Elon Musk, he be involved in Twitter beefs. Come on, why? Because he's bored. Do something with your time, bro. You got money. And I know y'all say, he got money. He's putting money behind Tesla and fucking rockets. I get that. But I'm saying with his time, him, not, I'm throwing money at something. See, I'll throw money at my cartoon, right? Because I've already wrote it. It's already out there. A couple of them. So I'm throwing money at it to get it done, right? That's throwing money at something. But I'm saying, as far as my physical body, what am I doing with my time? For one, there ain't enough homeless shelters out here. One day soon, probably this week, up the street from where I live, bro, the amount of human suffering is unfucking fathomable. It is unbelievable. And I want to go, it's just up the street, just right up from where I am. It looks worse than Skid Row up here, brother. And I say human suffering because it's just like, it's really adjacent to a graveyard. Okay. So it's like there are people sleeping outside of graveyard, and then the shelter and the resource center is right there. And then the street, right behind it, is just there's just lines of fucking, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Well, who is that? D Vintage. Thank you. And there's just a line of people just lined up. I really do appreciate that. Lined up, tents, everything. And every morning, the cops come through, they clean up, they pretty much push people along. If the people don't got their tents up, they throw them in the trash. It's literally right here. And I want to take y'all down there. But I want to take y'all down there at night too, because even when we're driving down there, we'll go down there to make that, because the McDonald's is in that direction. We go down there and you get stopped at the light, and you just, and it's, I don't like to stare, but it's hard not to, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Salute to you, D. Exactly. Amount of money. It's not, I don't think it's about money though. That's what got me spooked about a whole lot of stuff, right? I don't think it's just about money, because if it was just about money, I think that it would be easier for people to say, okay, I'm just gonna throw money at. I think this is a control mechanism. If you try to go outside of the elite box, even if you are a person that has a lot of empathy for the world, even if you are a person that wants to help, I think that there are people that are in those circles that's nah, bring your ass back over here. This is a power structure. We maintain power here. You're not going to bring everybody else up to this level of power. And the source of all power in this world is knowledge. They hoard knowledge. They hoard technology. I say it like this. If you and I, us that's talking right now, have this technology, this fantastic technology to sit up here on live and talk to each other and do all this other stuff. If we have all this technology, right, at my ass, I'm poor shit. If I got this technology right now, what the fuck do you think that they have? The actual elite. They're probably decades ahead of us, right? Because they hoard knowledge and they, put it out to us when they want to. And that's why I've said before, even with this AI stuff, I don't think this AI stuff is new. I believe that the systems even that we're working on now is based on an AI system of control that probably existed before probably anybody that's alive today was even born. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Michael, I have been following you since before you moved into your current place. You are so intelligent, obviously well read. I hope God blesses you. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Michael. Well said about the control and power along with these people having big emotional void and need the money. Right, because think about it. Hey, Gina, if you sell us anything as far as people, right? Material. You say, this is what wealth is. This is what status is. Us being the primitive creatures that we are going to say, oh, that's wealth and status. I want to obtain that. I want to get that to make me look this way because it makes people revere me for whatever reason. It makes people listen to me. It makes my word more legitimate because I have a dollar sign in my bank account or because I move in these circles, right? It's a primitive way of thinking, but it's a way of thinking that has helped bloodlines survive because if you're in the right tribe, you want to align yourself with the strongest tribe, right? It's a lizard brain type thing that's locked in. So you see the person with the shiniest jewels, you see the person with the nicest cars or whatever, living lifestyle. There's a level of, okay, how can I obtain that? What do I have to do to get that? And that is put in front of you so that you work harder, even and put you on this hamster wheel to keep running and keep working as the cog that you are, and you'll never obtain some of these things. It's a game. Even this social media stuff right now, right? What's everybody trying to do? Everybody, oh, the social, like I was saying, short form content. Everybody make as many videos as possible. Everybody can be rich. No, everybody can't be rich. It's not like physically, yes, everybody can have millions of dollars. Every single person can have $1 million to themselves, but the power behind the money wouldn't be there if everybody had $1 million. $1 million wouldn't be $1 million if everybody had $1 million, right? So they don't want everybody to have $1 million. The knowledge and power that they have and that they hoard wouldn't be the knowledge and power that they hoard if they shared it with all of us. They piecemeal stuff and they keep us at each other's throats constantly. It's brilliant. They've always done it. It's not just now. It's not just in this machine. It's every system of control that has ever existed throughout mankind. Whenever humans like get to a certain population, this level of control always exists. It's just a thing. It's like they're what do they call it? The caste system, the class system or whatever. Caste, CASTE. But class, we look at it as class system. That system of, oh, you are a peasant, you are a lord, you are this. That system has always existed throughout man for control because the people at the top are going to always feed you stuff to try to get to, right? What was it before? We had all this technology and all this material, right? It was God. The powers that be told you, if you want to have a better life in the afterlife, you have to live for God. And in order to get to God, you have to go through us, the church. And people believe that for centuries, right? So the church could do all types of perversions and things against the people to get them to march in whatever tune that they wanted them to. They could pervert the word of God however they felt like it because people had no other reference to go off of, right? God is found internally. That's why I say, yes, you can get things from books. You can get things from, obviously, the holy books mean a lot, right? There's a lot to take from them. But I'm saying, like, deep down, the relationship that you have with whatever creator, the creator, the creator of the universe is something that only that you can find. Nobody can give you that. You can be inspired to find it, but that's in you. You only perceive the universe through you. You can't perceive the universe through me or anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Steven. Let me see, Jeremy. New agency, always interesting. Let's see. I feel you. Why you have a woman stalking on you? Because I'm gonna tell y'all why I always wear hat. In real life, I don't wear this shit. I don't wear hats all the goddamn time. I don't wear it. But for some goddamn reason on camera, like my head just be too much head. I'll be over here, my head just be like just shining, bro. I'll be like, bro, that's just too much head. Because my hairline is like all the way, it's like all the way up here. Like it's like I got hair, but my hairline sits up here like fucking Frankenstein. That's why I wear these things. If you must know, that is the truth. You know what I'm saying? Do I like dragons? I love dragons, especially like stuff like Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings. Damn near had an orgasm in Two Towers when you saw the Nazgul come across on the dragon over that marsh. I was like, yeah, I do like dragons. Random question, but I do. Camera does expand. I give you that. But I don't know. I just think that they hoard a lot of things. And I think they tell us stuff through movies too. I did see both superhero movies this summer. Do you think you can see God in art and literature? Yes, I do. I really do. I think you can find God anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I think people a lot of times find God in the lowest places, not the highest places. The highest of the high, a lot of times I believe that you forget that God is there, right? I think that because you're in the moment. You're not thinking about, you know, why you're in the moment. But I think when you're at your lowest and you need strength, that's where you find God. So yeah, I think you can find God anywhere. And I have found God in art. When I was in high school, when I first got into high school, before my brother and my friend came, I'm awkward, dude. I'm awkward now. That ain't nothing new. And I hated people. I still hate people, but I'm working on that, right? And so I had like a lot of darkness in me. Still got a lot of darkness. Bro, it ain't is some things don't change. But at that point, you know, you young, you don't know how to deal with certain things. And at that point, I was atheist. I didn't believe in no God or nothing like that. But I do play Skyrim. I beat Skyrim a couple times. And at that point, we had moved out to California. We had been out here for like a couple years at this point. And I just felt like I just didn't belong in the West at all. And Final Fantasy VII came out, the game Final Fantasy VII. Hey, I appreciate you, the Skizzle. I appreciate you, bro. Final Fantasy VII came out, and that game made me see good and shit again. I know that sounds crazy. And what's crazy about Final Fantasy VII is that Final Fantasy VII is about a corporation that is sucking the life from a planet, right? This planet that they live on. They're using like these reactors to suck like this life force from this planet. And it's like this group of people that come together to take out this government entity called Shinra, right? And it's real deep. It gets into theology. It gets into and it's a video game, right? And so like, you know, anybody that's a gamer, y'all know you can find games are deep, right? But for, you know, being in high school and at that time, I needed that game. I needed it. That the music, the art, the feeling of absolute defeat when you leave Midgar, but the feeling of being like overwhelmed and you leave the city and you realize that, damn, there's a whole new world. There's a whole world to explore. You think Midgar, the city that you're in, is like the game. You leave the city and there's like this whole fucking big world to explore. Back in the day, that wasn't like a thing. That shit was crazy. But the music alone touched me. To this day, I have a lot of Final Fantasy VII music in my playlist. To this day. Final Fantasy VII, Avalanche were the rebels. Yeah. So y'all know Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy VII made role-playing games mainstream, I think. You can be so absorbed in many of your own personal experiences and bias and be able to differentiate between your own will and God's. Yeah, you can. I think that what I've learned from that is that not every voice that I hear, not everything that I hear in my head is me, right? And I don't mean that to say, oh, schizo shit, there's demons. I mean that to say that sometimes you're telling yourself what the outside world has told you subconsciously. You're beating yourself up about stuff that ain't got shit to do with you. Why do you think so many people, like, you know, they get into like social justice, right? And they be like, racism this, racism that. Never once in their life experience racism. Never once. And I'm not saying that racism isn't there, but I'm saying never once has experienced it. But they've internalized it so much that that's all they think about. That's what they argue about online. That's what they talk about. That's what they go at. That's what they see in every fucking thing, because it's the way that they program themselves to perceive something. That's what they see. People around them probably be like, no, I don't see what you see. And they probably like, you blind to it. You just don't see it. You just not wake. Everybody's racist. That, you know, that type of shit. Like, there are people like that in all aspects of things, because we're caught up in our own biases. And you can take that and you can say that God is showing me this and God is showing, but that's not God, that's you. And that's where you have to recognize these are my own prejudices. Me, for instance, I recognize I have a lot of prejudices and I admit them online. I remember, what was it, a couple years ago, I had got online on TikTok and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty misogynistic. That's not no fucking secret, right? Like, watch some of my content. Like, bro, like, I'm kind of a dick, like, you know, like when it comes to like male and female relations. If you want to perceive what the current way of looking at things are, I'm from the fucking 20th century. I see things in there's a lot of words I still want to use, right? There's a lot of things I still want to call people directly, but it's not Right. So I can recognize, yeah, you have some issues because of past relationships, because of child support, because of whatever I may feel. You know what I'm saying? You have guards up, right? You have trust issues. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about Jeremy. You have that game was 4 CDs long. Yeah. And the problem with Final Fantasy J with on my PlayStation, when it got to the third disc, I couldn't it when you switch the disc, it wouldn't work, right? And I had to, somebody at school finally told me, because we didn't have the internet, to turn the PlayStation upside down and it would work. And I was able to beat the game by turning the fucking PlayStation upside down. And y'all about to hear this motherfucking, I don't know if y'all can hear it through this microphone, but this motherfucking ice cream truck. This ice cream truck be killing me, bro. Because this nigga will sit out here and there don't be nobody buy ice cream. But I have all these biases in me, right? So I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, God makes me think this way. God makes me bigoted sometimes. God makes me sexist sometimes. God, that's not God. That's me. That's all me. That's Jeremy. That's me going through my lived experiences in this world and maybe things that I see that other people don't see, right? Or maybe they may not be there. They may be my own delusions, right? What I've come to recognize is the voice of God is when it's the absolute truth. There's no, and a lot of times that absolute truth is something that you probably don't want to hear because it's going to take you through a trial that you don't want to go through, right? It's like literally, like I can use an example, right? A person that is overweight and experiencing all these self-esteem issues or maybe experiencing all these health issues, I'm pretty sure when they pray, if they really listen, the absolute truth is going to come to their head of what they need to do. The absolute fucking truth. You need to do this, X, Y, and Z. Get your weight on the curve. You need to cut this out. That's God. That's what I honestly believe God is. It ain't no bullshit. It ain't no filter, right? But a lot of us as humans, we're so hard headed. We don't want to hear that shit. We don't want to hear. It's like it's literally like a father telling his kids something. You kind of got to put your hand. You got to learn what fire is and put your hand in it to get burned before you actually know. Your daddy can tell you, "No, don't put your hand in, don't put your hand in, don't put your hand in." But until you do it, you kind of don't get why he's telling you. God is the same way. God tells you the absolute truth about yourself. Ask yourself the absolute truth about yourself. Pray, literally talk to God, like the voice or whatever, and ask yourself about who you are. And God will read you for filth, bro. Literally, like for who you are, what you are as a person. You know what I'm saying? And what you need to prove on. And a lot of those things, if you're honest with God and with the spirits or whatever, the Holy Ghost, whatever you want to call it, you're gonna be like, I ain't doing none of that shit. And that's what makes us sinners. Like, really, we do. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. I appreciate that, Ronan. I just saw that today. That's the difference between being self-righteous and actually righteous. Yeah, man, we all fucked up, bro. You know, it's about trying to work on that and being better. I'm trying from this point, you know, with some of my content that I want to talk about, to go at it with humor, because a lot of it is humorous. It's goofy. Because like I said earlier, I recognize that a lot of people make rage bait. And since I intellectually recognize that, I shouldn't, because I intellectually recognize it, be triggered by stuff that I clearly recognize is rage bait. But since I recognize that it's rage bait, why the fuck does it work on me? Why? It shouldn't work, right? It shouldn't work, but it does. It does. Somebody gets on there and say, my husband, he's a great man. He's one of the best people I've ever met. He takes me on trips. He pays for all the bills. I don't have to work. I get to do what I want to do. I get to make content. He's not judgmental, la, la, la. But you know what? This marriage shit, it just ain't working for me. Bro, what? What am I watching? Why am I watching this? Why am I watching this? You know what I'm saying? That's what I be saying to myself. What the fuck is going on, bro? What is going on? Experience is the best teacher. I've had to learn a lot of stuff. People have told me a whole lot of stuff, and I don't listen because I'm hard-headed. You know what I mean? Like, why am I watching this stuff? It's to trigger me. It's gonna drive engagement. 1,000 other people gonna make videos about this woman who has this great husband complaining that she wants out of the marriage. And guess what's gonna happen? She's gonna get a check on the 15th. Good for her. Good for her. I fell for the rage bait. Oh, I'm such a dummy. You know what I'm saying? like they have this whole thing going on right now. I ain't gonna even hold you up. I'm perpetually online. I don't have friends, guys. So I get online and the internet is my friend. Well, hold on. So when people act like they could never be satisfied, some people can never be satisfied because they don't know that you find happiness in there. They can describe everything with one word, like boba tea, gnarly, Tesla, gnarly. This song, gnarly, right of that. But hey, what's up, Hey, what's up, Lavelle? How you doing, man? But like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm recognizing that, bro. I'm recognizing. Don't let that shit trigger you. Make fun of it. It's easier to make fun of it because it's stupid, right? If it's that stupid, if it literally will come off as a skit, like if I go back in time and play this video for people in the 2000s or the late 90s and they thought this was a skit, make fun of it because it's stupid. They saying crazy shit out here. But here's the thing. And this is what I want to get to. I was talking about the homeless situation. Bro, I don't care what nobody's saying. It's a lot of people getting evicted. Every day I'm seeing these people getting kicked out of their places. And it's not just single women it's families. It's today I saw a young husband and wife. I guess he lost his job 3 months ago. They didn't ate through the savings. They getting put out. They going up into a hotel. It's like all of this other stuff. And she's the wife is talking about it. She's filming like them packing their stuff and all that stuff. And I'm looking at the man. I'm like, man, bro, I know he going through it. I know he's going through it. I know obviously she's going through it, but I know as a man, you going through it because you don't want your family to struggle. Here's the thing, y'all. Like, nobody wants to struggle. Nobody wants to be poor. Nobody wants to grow up poor. Nobody wants to do that. Unfortunately, we live in a world where a lot of people do. Unfortunately, a lot of people do grow up struggling. And it does, I can say, from, like I say, self-analyzing myself, it does create a pathology. Poverty creates a pathology where you can be success avoidant, right? There can be opportunities right in front of you. And because of where you come from and how you see the world, you can pass those opportunities up, or you won't take those opportunities, or you just won't recognize them at all because you just don't perceive the world that way, right? That is what poverty does to people, right? And as you mature, and you become an adult and you start dealing with other people, and sometimes those people are scarred too by poverty, y'all are fighting to try to obtain a life that neither one of y'all know how to obtain, right? Like, y'all don't know how to get that shit. Y'all are trying. Y'all say y'all are in love. Y'all may, you know what I'm saying? And when y'all realize that y'all can't obtain that life together, or that life is out of reach, right? And that the world that y'all have created together is just that's what it is. Resentment builds up. That's what I think happens. That's why I don't think that a lot of relationships last. I think that's why people jump from relationship to relationship. I think that's why people do a lot of situationships because of that. I think you get to a crescendo and there's this void that's not filled, and you feel like, oh, I could do better, or my life would be better if this, or you start, because you're coming from a wounded goddamn place, right? You're trying to obtain something that doesn't exist, and that is the riches of all the world. That's all they show in our faces. And I'm not saying that doesn't exist, and I'm not saying that you two can't come up out of poverty together, but there's going to always be something that's going to sabotage it because y'all are coming from that place. Y'all just are. It's hard, bro. It's hard, and the fact that all these people are getting put out, they in the car with their kids, they in the car with their animals, they trying to make the content stuff work. Everybody's about a lot. I ain't gonna say everybody. A lot of people's about to be on that because a lot of people are not prepared for what's to come. They're just not. They're not prepared. Like right now, if I was in a bigger place, if I didn't, like right now, if I lived in an apartment, I would probably move into a suite because I know it's easier to maintain something like this than it is an apartment right now. I see people getting their lights cut off. I saw a lady talking about her light bill was $600. Like, how your light bill is $600? What are y'all doing? I mean, but it's the summertime. You burning the AC, all that stuff. But a $600 light bill on top of $190 what is it, car insurance bill. That's not even touching the rent. That's not even touching the food. And a lot of people that were getting food stamps are fucked. Because why? Food stamps are pulling back what you can buy with food stamps. Now, I don't agree with that necessarily, but I know why they're doing it. They can sit up there and say they're doing it for health reasons and for the kids. That's not why they're doing it. They're not restricting what you could buy with food stamps because of health reasons. If that was the case, the USDA, the government, all the people that are in control of the food supply, they would make it so that there was mostly healthy options on the shelf. They don't do that. The reason that they're restricting what you can buy with food stamps is because the United States of America is running out of money. There's no money behind the food stamps. So they have to restrict what you could buy with the food stamps. There's no money, guys. The Federal Reserve cannot print any more money. That's what's about to happen. The economy's about to crash. I don't know if y'all realize that. And if you're doing well for yourself right now, do well for yourself, but prepare to stave off an economic storm, right? Because obviously when there's a downturn like this, perfect example. I'll give you a perfect example. Use Vegas as an example. Vegas is in a housing bubble. Vegas has been building all these goddamn neighborhoods. I was just talking about this with my mom yesterday. Building neighborhood after neighborhood after neighborhood. And a lot of these neighborhoods are empty. A lot of these blocks are empty. Why? Why did they build all these houses? They were projecting all this, endless growth. But nobody has money to fucking buy these houses. People barely got the money to rent the houses because they're asking for 3 times the rent. So these houses are sitting empty, right? A bubble. These houses sit empty for all this time. People ain't coming into Vegas. Vegas tourism is down by 11% because they price gouging everything. Everything's about greed. To me, it seemed like they deliberately trying to crash everything. But housing bubble. All this inventory sitting out here. People can't afford to get into it. People can't afford to even just get into it and rent because these are big houses. The houses they build out here are pretty big. A lot of the times they're 4-bedroom houses with a garage. They're nice. They're really nice, but they're big. Myself, if let's say they even drop the rent to $1,000, what the fuck am I gonna do with a house that big? You see what I'm saying? I would have, that's a big house. And even for the property taxes and stuff that they have to pay, it won't make up what they have to pay. It's a bubble, bro. It's about to pop. It's just about to pop. Nobody, the vast majority of the people that are supposed to have the money, the young people that are supposed to be starting families right now, the people that are supposed to be coupling up and getting together and buying these houses they're not getting together. These kids are not having fucking families. They're not doing that. That's not what's going on, bro. That's not what's happening. They're broke. This is what's going on. It's not doom and gloom. It's just what's going on. I talk about it every day with the people at my job, not because it's like I'm bringing it up. They struggling, bro. When we sit in there and we in there for like an hour and there's only like 3 tables in there, niggas is looking at each other like, the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? Hey, salute. I appreciate you, Aura. What the fuck is going on? People look real worried in the face. How am I going to pay for this? How am I going to pay for that? This is all day at work. Every day at work. Everybody talking about what they're going to do. One expense throws them off. One expense throws them off for fucking 2 weeks to where they're coming in there depressed and shit because they're trying to figure out how to get their money together. This wasn't like this a year ago. This wasn't like this 2 years ago. It wasn't like it. It's going like that. And I'm not laughing because but it was bound to happen. So we go back to the food stamp thing. They're restricting what you can get with the food stamps. Section 8. They're talking about taking the fucking the Section 8 from everybody within a couple years because they don't have the money to pay for it. They don't have the money to pay. They don't have the money. The money is about to dry the fuck up. So what do we do? And then the excuse they're gonna use, AI, it's took all these jobs. It's took all these jobs. Right now, with everything that's happening, with all these projections from the economy, with every projection saying AI is about to take this many jobs, right? It is the government's responsibility, bro, the federal government's responsibility to be like, all right, we got to start setting up something for these people. You know what I'm saying? For the new economy, right? Back in the Depression, when the Depression happened, they came up with the New Deal, right? They came up with a way to put people back to work and to put back into the country so that people were doing and building this country up to what it is today, right? What are they doing right now with this AI revolution that's about to put everybody out of work? What are they doing? They're not doing shit. They're not doing a motherfucking thing. They're robbing us. They've robbed us. That's what 2020 was about. They've robbed us. They didn't took their money, put it to where they need to put their money. They safe, they secure. So when this shit crash, you ain't gonna hear from these people. You're not gonna hear from these people. You're not gonna be able to point out who's responsible for this. The only person you'll be able to say, oh, it's Trump. Oh, it was Biden. Oh, it was because of Obama. Oh, it was because of this or that. That's the whole game of it, bro. But it was always meant to. This is working as intended. It's working as intended. It's supposed to fall. It's not. It was never supposed to last forever. It's supposed to get to a certain point, fall, and then they constructed it however the fuck they feel like constructing it. Me personally, I say whatever control you can take. I'm saying as a nation, as the United States, whatever power you can take is that you could say, okay, we have 50 individual states, right? We have governments in place already. So if we dissolve the Federal Reserve, we dissolve the federal government, it's not like we just fall into anarchy. We reestablish a new federal government. Not saying that we even have to like rewrite the Constitution and none of that, but we can amend some things. But what did they call it? Oh my God, not a convening of states. It's like a collection of states or something where the states get together and you dissolve the current federal government because the current federal government ain't serving the people. Right now, they're still sending money overseas, and we're literally all going broke over here. They like our money ain't worth what it was a couple years ago, bro. It ain't. Our money's worth a whole lot less than it was even like 5 years ago, and they still sending money overseas. They are illegitimate. They have become completely illegitimate based on the tenets of the goddamn Constitution, and they should be abolished. I'm not saying, oh, we got to be violent. Nope, just dissolve the federal government, take away their ability to sign fucking. Like, honestly, think about it. Why do we need a president? Like, a president is just a figurehead, really. The executive branch could be just exactly that, because that's what it is anyway. This nigga got all these types of advisors and shit anyway, writing all that shit up. That motherfucker ain't sitting in the Oval Office writing out these fucking 4,200-page goddamn documents. These are motherfucking interns and AIs and computers writing this bullshit to fuck us up the ass. That's not the president. We don't need another presidency. Really, we really don't. Could y'all really imagine, oh, who's running for president? Oh, it's Vic Von Romney or whatever that fucking idiot's name is, or some other fucking smiling fucking motherfucker that's gonna tell you he's about to take you into the promised land. Who believes in that shit anymore? So let's stop doing that. Let's treat it like the job that it is, right? You get hired for this job. I'm not saying we don't vote motherfuckers in, but you gotta have some fucking credentials. But dissolving the federal government sounds like a good idea to me. Let me see. Then what? Oh, thank you. Hey, what's up, J Mastermind? Yeah, AI is a huge one. It's about to fuck us up. It's always been population control. And yes, it is population control. Somebody was like, what do they want us to do? What do they want us to do? They making everything too expensive, and it's like they want you to die, bro. They want you to give up. They want you to crash the fuck out. They want you to get sick. They want you to fucking disappear. If they could literally Thanos snap us out of existence, that's exactly what they would do. And it wouldn't be everybody. It would just be the number of people that they would want to do. They would catalog our DNA so they could bring back whoever the fuck they want to bring back when they want to bring us back. And that's it. And they would just keep us as fucking test tube babies. And it made me think the other day, I was like, what if that's how we got here? What if humans in general are from a whole nother place, right? And at some point we was on another planet, we fucked that planet up, and somebody sent us here thousands of years ago on a goddamn spaceship, and we just got like all these test tubes, and we just landed here, started putting up all these pyramids and shit, and da-da-da-da. We had some big ass war or some disaster happen, and then we just back to where we are right now, because we don't even seem like we from this planet at this point. We don't live in harmony with this bitch. We destroy everything we fucking touch. We drop garbage every fucking where. We're trash, bro. We're trash. We need to stop paying attention to live off we need to live off the fucking system, live off the grid. Fuck the system. I agree, man. We just stop paying into the system and it's making us sick. It's been making us sick. I learned once, but I need is the ones in the way. Learn a firearm while you still can. But even that, it don't matter. They're gonna fry your brain before you can even pull the fucking trigger. The weapons that they got and some of the stuff that they've been experimenting with and some of the stuff that I've been seeing, it's crazy work, bro. Crazy work. You wouldn't even be able to pull the fucking trigger, bro. And that's another thing I was saying, to like, because young people got that spirit. I love that spirit, but that spirit sometimes is dumb. Like, that dude threw a sandwich at a federal officer. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you? They gave him felony charges, felony assault on a federal officer. Like, come on, bro. Don't throw a sandwich at that nigga. You threw a sandwich at a man, bro. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like, it's not going to kick off a revolution. And then if you're gonna throw a sandwich at a nigga, like, run faster, right? Like, y'all niggas be running like y'all in the dream. Y'all would do something to the cops and be running like y'all in molasses. I'm like, they're gonna catch you. How is this nigga catching hawking you and he got on like 40 fucking pounds of body armor? You running like you in a dream. People would rather unalive you for trying to help them break the spell. Yeah, because they're programmed into the system. That's why in the Matrix, when they're telling you that anybody still jacked into the Matrix, which we all are, anybody still jacked into the Matrix at any point can become Agent Smith. That's what they meant. Like, you just spaz the fuck out the moment you triggered and you become Agent Smith. You become an agent of the system, right? So when somebody's trying to break you out of it, you spaz out. We all do. We all got something that triggers us. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier, right? There are things that take us off the path that turns us into Agent Smith, right? That's what the Matrix is. Literally, it's programmed in us, you know. We do need to work together as one people, but we can't. It's always somebody. Arsenio Hall. See, the older I get, the more Arsenio Hall I'm getting. I'm telling you, I don't mind though. I liked Arsenio. What's up? What's up, the world's #1 fan? We all need to rise against it once, but they made the system what that we can't. You have to find pockets of peace within the system, and that's always been that way. It's been that way throughout time. There's never been a point in history where there hasn't been a system of control. Never. I not that of known history that I know about. There's always been somebody in power pulling the strings of how people live, and they've always taken a lion's share of the resources and benefited from the labor of the peasant class or the middle class is an anomaly of the 20th century, and that's going away. They're trying to kill that shit right now. That shit's going away, right? So I'll say the serfs, the people that serve, the elite. That's how it's always been. It's always been that way. How do you break that though? If you recognize that you're a mouse in the maze, right? Which is how I feel. I feel like I'm a lab rat, right? And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be kind of gross here. Whenever I touch myself, especially, right, and I finish, right, and I get that little dopamine hit, right? You know, you get that dopamine hit, you come or whatever, like, and it's not like legitimate sex. It's like literally me watching some fucking porno and getting myself off. I feel like a rat, right? And the reason I feel like that is, and I don't mean that in a dirty way. I mean that in a way of a rat in an experiment, right? So you give me this over, because that's over sensory, right? You're looking at these graphic images, right, that your brain hasn't evolved to really be taking in that much stuff, right? Because you get to pick your flavor of the week. Oh, I want to see some big booty black bitches. Oh, I want to see some Mexican hyenas. Oh, I want to see, you know, whatever your flavor of the night is, right? You get yourself to where you need to go. You have that dopamine hit, right? And it just keeps you in this spell, right? Like, because you're like the rat in the experiment that's going to the thing to get the cocaine, right? You go to sip the cocaine out of the thing a little bit, get high, but after a minute, that dopamine starts to wear off, right? And you start to feel more and more depressed. And I think that's where we are as a society. We're overly stimulated. That dopamine, that coming, right? Like, I'm trying to be funny, but it is like that's what we're at. It's just like overstimulation, and that's why a lot of people are depressed. That's why you can't see through it, because you always go back to the fucking cocaine bottle. You always go back to the porn. You always go back to where you feel comfortable. You always are going to do it because you are no different than a rat, than that animal, right? How do you break that spell? That's the spell. When you recognize that, right? and speaking of which, I wrote this down too. Not that part. That's just gross. But I wrote down the 90-day lock-in challenge. There's a lot of young men online right now talking about they're not spending no money. They're not buying no video games. They're not putting no money into the machine. They're not beating off. They're not watching none of that bullshit. They're not doing none of that. And I respect that movement. I respect it. I respect that hustle, right? Because even like I said, in 90 days, the amount of money that even I could save in 90 days is a lot. Like, if I just didn't spend my money on bullshit, right? Like, you know what I mean? I've been reacting. I've been reacting. I've been, I don't know if you're trying to say reaching semen retention, and it's powerful, bro. You know what? That's what everybody says. I am bald. I am very bald. Like y'all are so concerned with this thing, bro. I told y'all I'm bald. I am bald. I am fucking bald. It's not like I'm shy about being bald. It's just that my fucking look at all that head, bro, on fucking cat. That's a lot of head. This is how I am like 90% of my life. So it's not like I'm shy. It's just it's the camera. I look like RoboCop without that motherfucker. You know what I mean? On camera. You know what I mean? Like, because if y'all so concerned with it, we're gonna be bald for the rest of the rest of the live. It is what it is. But practicing semen retention, I've done it, and it does make you powerful. You do get a lot more muscle mass. Your focus is a lot more in tune. You do what is it? For me, I am a lot more productive. You feel me? Like I do like RoboCop, right? You know, like when a nigga took off the fucking, that's what I look like on this motherfucking camera. That's why I always have on a hat, and then I have like the tan, right? Because I'm always in this fucking sun, so it makes it even worse. Like, look how far the hair that hairline is back here, bro. And this shit is shaved. That's what I'm saying. That shit is shaved off. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like the 5 o'clock shadow. I can shave this shit in the morning, and this shit looks like this in the afternoon. So it is what. I am an old man. I'm not out here. I grow hair. It's all the way back here. Like my hair. Look at that. My hairline. I used to have a mohawk, right? So the mohawk. I had a mohawk when I got with my last girlfriend. I had a mohawk, and I ended up cutting that shit off. But yeah, my hairline used to be like right here when I was in high school, but since then it's been. I remember one day I was in the 12th grade, and my teacher, Mr. Damavandi, that nigga was like, Jeremy, are you losing your hair? I was like, bro, like, why would you say that in front of the hoes, bro? Like, why would you say that in class? No, I'm not using my hair. I was like, my shit's just pushed back, bro. God damn it, bro. Like, why you pointing me out? So yeah, I've been dealing with this shit since high school. This is how I look every day of the week. But nah, bro, like, I don't know, man. But like I said, 90-day lock-in, because HIV rates are up, especially if you live in Atlanta. They threw the motherfucking roof. If you live in Texas, they threw the motherfucking roof. Be careful out here. Just people out here slanging penis. Nothing wrong with that. Not judging nobody, but be careful, because there's a lot of people that don't know what they got, and they out here just spreading it. Like, because there's a lot of free sex. Sex is free. Everybody wants to get that nut off. You know what I mean? Like, everybody wants to do what they want to do. But a lot of what they say, 18,000 new cases in Atlanta with just this year. 18,000 just this year. So if you ain't getting none, don't be mad that you ain't getting none. It is what it is. And people were desperate too. Like, I'm telling you, people, like I say, people, the money is funny for a lot of people. So people are trying to couple up. We are all human. We're not robots, right? And I think that's why they even put HIV out there, so there wouldn't be all like this free love. Once again, population control. But honestly, some people don't need to be out here doing it like that, man. I got a video that I'm probably gonna put up tomorrow. Either tomorrow or Wednesday. I don't know, I'll see. Where this lady, she has 4 kids, and she's pregnant with another one. Okay, she got 4 kids, 4 baby daddies. She's pregnant with another one, and she's living in her car. Like, why? Like, come on, like, what are we doing? Like, at some point, right? Like, at some point, like, wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up. And then she says, "Oh, and none of the baby daddies helping me. So why the fuck do you keep having babies with these niggas?" Like, literally. You know what I'm saying? January. No, I ain't no gigolo. Fuck that. I did a little bit of dating and you know, being promiscuous for a couple months, you know, earlier in the summer. Well, no, I've been seeing the same lady for the last couple months, and it's been pretty cool. She's actually really, really nice. She's a nurse. And right now we're talking about getting back in the gym, because I haven't been in the gym. I do all my working out in here. But getting back in the gym, starting to get my run on and everything. But one of the things that we have in common is that we both like candy, a lot of candy. And so when she comes by here, she'll bring me all types of snacks. all types. Like right here, this is more of a healthy snack that she's brought me. This is some pumpkin seed and some flax stuff. I don't know about all this though, because I hear that soy can shrink your nuts. I forgot to let her know that. She also brought me popcorn. And the cool thing about her, like I told you, she's from Maui. She's not a vegetarian, but she likes a lot of foods that don't have like meat in it. So it's like easy for us to like, oh, what do you want to eat? Or what, so she likes a lot of Thai food and stuff. She bring back, she likes the same types of pizza I like. So I was like, oh, you even eat that shit even before she was into the same types of stuff before she even met me. So I think that's pretty good. Yeah, thank you, Gina. I appreciate that. I'm glad I'm not pregnant. You feel me? You feel me, bro? Peoples are hustling like robots. We just needs to come together and be with nature and live off the land. And free education should be for all our own doctors. How do we get to that point though? How do we get there? How are working girls going to survive no EBT or homeless camping? and even out here, the strippers are complaining. They're complaining because the tips ain't tipping. It ain't just in the restaurants. It's at the strip clubs. The tricks ain't tricking. They ain't got the money to trick off right now. So they complaining. Like right up here at the what is it called? The Peppermint Hippo. Every time I go past there right now, it just be the girls just be out there just chilling, smoking blunts. Like they're not out. They ain't in there shaking ass because the parking lot looks empty. So like it is what it is. I do like Hawaiian food. That's my question to you. I like Hawaii. I like Hawaiian food. I do. But yeah, even the strippers out here. I mean, think about it. We down 11%. People ain't even coming from California right now. It's too fucking expensive. You go down here to the strip, they charging you. For locals, you come out here, visit your homies, right? Back in the day, you come out here. Let's say you come out here, visit me. We want to go down to some place on the strip, right? Since I got a freaking Nevada address, we get the park for free. No, not no more. I mean, Resorts World is doing it right now because they're trying to bring people in. But for the most part, all those casinos down there are still charging you $20 to fucking park. So we got to park all the way off the fucking strip, walk a goddamn a fucking half a quarter of a goddamn mile just to get to some entertainment. It's too hot out here for that shit. Niggas get out here and they ain't used to this type of heat. I'm out here and sometimes I'm not. I like the heat. And sometimes I'm not used to this type of heat. Sometimes that shit is abusive, bro. You walk outside, you be like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, these niggas out here tripping, bro. Can y'all hear that? I did talk about that, the ticket. I'm nosy. Anyway, this is every day, bro. I don't know if y'all heard all that crazy stuff. And I ain't getting in the middle of shit. It be people walking past here fighting. Just man up and find a good woman so you don't need a stripper. I don't be dealing with no strippers. They talk about negative energy in Las Vegas. Do you feel it? No. I love the city. It's every city I've ever lived in has negative energy somewhere, right? I live in a hood, so that's just a product of living in the hood. Like there's gonna always be some niggas out here fighting. There's gonna always be some niggas in the gang. There's gonna be some always niggas out here banging. All that. It's just that's just being in the ghetto and living downtown. But as far as like the energy, like a spirit, most of Vegas is not the strip. Most of Vegas is actually really nice. Like Vegas is I say it's the biggest the littlest big city I've ever lived in because it seems bigger than it actually is because there's like all these different parts. But Vegas is actually a very nice city. It really is. The only thing I don't like about Vegas is that there isn't a lot of green here. But as far as like the nightlife, I don't live that life. I'm usually sleep, like literally knocked out by 10:30. Like they out here really tripping. Yeah, I'm usually sleep. I don't party. The last time I went to a strip club, like that Jeremy went to a strip club, was I was 21. That was the last time I went to a strip club. I'm 42 years old. So that ain't how I live, you know what I mean? I don't deal with that. Even in the mornings, like, so where I catch the bus, I mean, whatever, I don't give a fuck. People come up on me in public, I don't care. Where I catch the bus is right by the jail. So in the morning, a lot of times, they letting people out, or people coming down off of what they're coming down on. That's the most negative I see. But a lot of times I'll be like, those people are just coming down off of shit. Like, you know what I mean? Just find another man. You got it. Just find another. Just find me a dude. Find me a sugar daddy. I got a short that I'm put up here. Probably, I don't know if did I put it up already. Where I'm talking to the AI, asking about the whole Dubai porta party, because I mean 30,000 per shit is amazing. These women are going out here getting shot on for $30,000, $50,000, $55,000 in one case, just to fly out to Dubai for a few days, get shot on, and then you come back home. You know what I mean? Like, those are opportunities for some people out here. I'm not saying for me. I'm not saying that I would do it. I was saying for a friend, for somebody I know. Somebody I know was asking me about it. But no, there's like literally ladies that go out there and do that. So I was kind of making a joke. Is it like, FYI, Treasure Island still offers free park? Oh, they do? Treasure Island still there? I thought Treasure Island was closed. Yeah, for obviously Lavelle, for a friend, 50,000 though, for a weekend just to go out there and. But that shit would piss me off literally. I think I would snap somebody farting in my face, and I don't even see how they would even get through that. And some of these women have said they went out there and ate shit. You got to be. Here's the thing: there's no amount of money that you could pay me. There's no amount of money that you could pay me, first off, to do some gay shit. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh, well, some people do. There's somebody gave you $1 million. I bet you do it." It's because it's deeper than that for me, right? No pun intended. If you paying me, and I've said this before, if you paying me to do some weird shit like that, if you paying me to go out of character, you paying me on some spiritual shit. You're not just buying my butthole. You buying my soul. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you literally offer me exuberant amounts of money to unask some shoot, like, I can think about the physicality of it at first. Like, all right, maybe I can, I can look at it as like, I can tell myself it's like a large suppository, right? And just treat it as such, take my money, and go off into the night and act like it never happened, right? We could just not tell anybody that even happened, and all of a sudden I'm up a bag, or I'm up a career, or something like that, right? But then at the end of the day, I gotta look myself in the mirror, right? I literally have to look at myself. I have to look at myself on camera. I have to look at myself in the mirror. I have to talk to myself in my head. I have to still be me, right? No amount of money is worth not being able to talk to myself, or to look at myself in the mirror, or to be like, okay, yeah, if you offer me a ridiculous amount of money to go out of character and I turned it down, I would feel more powerful than any amount of money could ever make me feel, right? I would feel stronger than anything. You know what I'm saying? Some things in this life are worth more than money, right? You offer me $1 trillion, like, let's say, I'm gonna be simple, I'm gonna stop being nasty. But you offer me a lot of money to turn my back on God, for instance, because that's essentially what I'm doing if I decide, oh, okay, I'm gonna go over here and sell my body to a man, or even a woman, sell my body in general. I'm gonna go sell my body to something, not because I want to experience something with this person, but because they're paying me to do it. I'm doing that. I'm selling a piece of myself, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm selling a piece of my soul. It's deeper than the physical nasty shit that these ladies are doing. You're selling a piece of your autonomy, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy work. And that's why I say, because eventually you look back on that, and I'm saying, because I've talked, like I said, I've known prostitutes. Now you're talking about shooting people? Come on, bro. It ain't never that serious. It's just when niggas start talking about guns, it ain't that serious when it's like an argument. Now, niggas start fighting and stuff, like, shooting niggas is stupid. Let me see. We need to find sanctuary aside the cities and be closer to nature. Pie to the face. Let me see. I'm so used to seeing you with the shiesty of the hat. You threw me off with this one. No, they kept kept telling me to take that shit off. They were like, oh, you probably bought it. There. Like as if I'm like fucking shot. I agree with him. I agree with him though. They do need to start evicting some niggas that's in here tripping, because there be niggas in here tripping every weekend. I don't know if they can't hold their liquor. I don't know if they're going through it, but whatever it is, let me see. I have sold my body better money than a regular job for less work, just selling time like any other bullshit. I mean, I'm being so nosy. I'm trying to be live and be nosy at the same time. It's very hard. They literally out here tripping right now, bro. We all sell our bodies, or at least our time. I don't say we sell our bodies, but but it is, but to a certain degree, it's selling my body. If I gotta literally get up out of bed when I don't feel like it, to like literally get myself on the bus in the morning to go somewhere, is literally selling my body to, but I'm talking about literally somebody going up in your butthole. I'm just gonna go ahead and be up. I'm not for it. Ain't no amount of money worth that shit for me. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna be no hero. I will fucking close my window and turn off the lights and hit the deck. I appreciate you, Popples. I really do. But no, I wouldn't. I don't get myself involved in none of the altercations where I live. Fuck that. I have to live here, and then I wouldn't want nobody vandalizing my shit when I'm not here, because I'm over here trying to be Mr. Oh, hey guys, break it up. It's enough police around here to fucking break that shit up. I don't get paid to do that. Hell no. 350 for an hour's work to sell butt. But that's you see what I'm saying? That's just then this is what I would do before I sold butt. Because them niggas that were selling butt to Diddy and Cassie, even though they were like, a lot of them were sleeping with women, they sound traumatized. They sound like they were traumatized from the experience. You say, you get over there, you listen to these dudes' stories, these male prostitutes, right? They get over there, they got themselves in really good shape, they sell dick. They get over there, Cassie is fine as fuck, right? But you got Diddy over there all lathered up in baby oil beating. That shit's weird, bro. That's an experience you don't really want to think about for the rest of your life. Even if that nigga's not touching you, still got to sell your body to this woman. Then after you didn't finished and shit, like this nigga's over here rubbing your nut on his nipples. It's like, that's something I wouldn't want to see. I had to even hear that on me. That's just nasty. You know what I mean? That's crazy work. You sell you that's but this, you know what I mean? And I know it's a lot of people out here that do that. I know, like, there's like, when like I said, I worked at the liquor store. There was ladies that sold for themselves. They didn't have pimps, and they ran a business with their bodies. They did. And they made an exuberant amount of money. And I could tell by how they dressed, what they wore, what they drove, what they came in at a liquor store to do. But what did they come in at a liquor store to do? To buy liquor, to numb the soul, to numb the spirit, so that they can endure what they have to endure to make the money. So you sell a piece of your soul. And though you're selling a piece of your soul, piece by piece, you ultimately lose yourself. Not worth it to me. Not worth it. Never worth it. Never worth it. And I know I've kind of went into that, but it's not that I get on here trying to like shame prostitutes or prostitution or nothing like that, like, or girls that, or people that, or tricks that even buy it, because shit, that's what it. It's just that there's a lot of darkness behind that. It's not just the sex. If it was just the sex, and it was just the money and the exchange of the money for the body, how to put this, if that's all it was, that would be fine, right? But that's not all it is. And I've told y'all, I've had some fucking prostitutes. I ain't gonna even sit up here and hold you up out here in Vegas. And some of those experiences didn't leave me feeling good. And I don't mean that physically. Obviously, everything was wrapped up and all this other stuff. I mean, just the encounters themselves were fucking, they were dark. They were dark encounters. And that wasn't dark. Like, like one lady in particular, right? She's selling it. Meet up, go by her place, right? Get by her place. Her mother answers the door. Like her mother answers the door in the living room. Her mom's in there cooking and shit. Her son has to be about what 4 or 5 is in there playing, and then she just takes me in the room, does what she does. Takes me in the room. I put the money on the dresser. She does what she does. I leave. But that was weird. That was some of the weirdest shit I've ever subjected myself to in my life. Not that the sex was weird or anything like that, but just the whole overall thing. That here I am, I'm paying to come over here to sleep with this woman in her house, and her son and her mom's in the other room. So her mom obviously knows she's running a business out here, because I'm not the fucking first nigga to come through here, because it was at least mid-afternoon. It was at least what 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Couldn't have been the first nigga to come through there. So the mom had to have been opening the door for at least 2, 3, 4 niggas before I even came through there. Not worth it. Gross. You know what I mean? I'm curious, if you ever get 1 million subscribers on here, would you change the way you talk about the good? No. What for? That at that point, if the world changes, if the government changes, if any of that shit, do I like Irish people? I like all people. I ain't gonna say I like all people. I don't like most people as people as groups, but as individuals, I have nothing against no group of people, no individual group of people. It's like Irish people. I love their accents too. But no, I have nothing against nobody. But no, those encounters are dark. There's a dark spirit in there. There's another time. This was years, even years before that. And I think I told y'all about this. I went, and this was at a hotel, and there was supposed to be one girl in there, and I went in there and we did what we did. And when I went to the bathroom, there was a whole nother girl in the bathroom on her phone, just like, but I guess they were working together or whatever, but it was just, I don't know, it's just all of that. It's just every time it's been weird. It's been weird. All right, some people don't like us. You seem fair and sensible though. Why wouldn't people like y'all? Like people just be finding reasons not to like anybody. You know what I mean? I just finished 5 minutes ago. Now I'm here. I'm probably being nasty based on what I'm talking about, but yeah. And now that the economy is where the economy is, you're gonna see a lot more people, or a lot more women selling it, and a lot of men are going to be buying it. They said that there are, what is it, out of the 10 million women that are ages 18 to 24 in this country, 1.4 million of those women have an OnlyFans account. So out of that generation, a good 10% of that generation, the Generation Z, is, showing their bodies online, because that is the world that they grew up in. Once again, perception and how they've seen the world as if that's normal. We've normalized it. My generation has normalized that. We've normalized being smutty. We've normalized selling sex, buying sex. We normalized that. I don't blame nobody but our generation. My generation, millennials, we were not pious in any way, shape, or form. We grew up with this hopeful attitude, seeing technology grow with us. So we didn't consider that some of the more carnal things that we were celebrating would have such a lasting effect on our offspring. And I feel like our offspring are fucked because of it, all by design. You know, this two warehouse job shit might be the end of me. I remember you tell that shit's crazy. 2 warehouse job is too much, bro. That's too much. That's slavery. That's crazy. Hey, the ticket. You seen a UFO the other night? Selling it for less, and many more getting ripped off, should be legalized. Sex workers should have police protection like any other business. I agree. I do agree. I agree with that. I agree. I think that because they're going to do it anyway. It's almost like the drug situation. If the drugs are there, people are going to do the drugs, right? So you have to have programs to get people off the drugs, or to keep the drugs out of people's hands, as opposed to punishing people that get the drugs, because people are going to do the drugs. It's the same thing with selling pussy. The economy gets hard, women are going to sell pussy. I'm already seeing All right, let me stop. There's already people that I'm aware of that are talking, inquiring about how to sell feet pics and how to get into that, and people that I wouldn't even have thought would even think like that. But like I said, this economy, you know what I'm saying? And hell, if I had some fucking pretty feet, at the end of the day, I would probably take some pictures of my toes too to make some extra money. Who cares? You know what I mean? But at the same time, fuck, that's where we at. That's where we at. That's exactly when that person asked me that. So I was like, damn, that's where we at. That's where we at. I can't. I hope they don't see this, but yeah, this fucking A, because people get mad at me when I bring up shit. Yeah, people do drugs and always will. Life is hard. Life is fucking hard. Yeah, it is. I wild out during the pandemic. They got cameras on the streets. It followed me to work. Healthcare corporations have data on us. Big money in first year. I crashed out when gossip was spread. Hey, what's up, Andrew? Is that Andrew? That's not the Andrew I know from work, from Planet Fitness. If it is, what up? What up? But no, yeah, though. But I'm gonna get off of here, y'all, because my homegirl's coming by here, and you want to join the military? Hell no, I did that, and I don't fit. I don't fit. I don't go with the military. I enjoy learning about the military. I enjoy what the military stands for. I do. I didn't know that the military was an organization that was about that. One of the things that, like I've always said, that I admire about the United States military, and one of the things that they put in you from the very beginning, is that nobody get left behind, right? So you always know that even as a soldier, if you get left somewhere, that that they gonna come back for you, and when they come back for you, they gonna bring fucking hell. They gonna come looking for you. They put that in you right away, and the fact that there's a security behind that. I think that there's a power behind being in the military, and the United States military, of all militaries, to know that anybody that comes up against y'all will be completely annihilated. There are very few people, or very few armies, or very few combatants on this earth that can match the might of the United States military, bar none. But that tool that is the United States military is wielded by some unsavory people who wouldn't put themselves out there to sacrifice themselves for the riches that they put those people's lives on the line for. The people that went to Iraq and Afghanistan and all of that, they didn't go to fight terrorism. That was the guys that they used to get people over there, but they went for the ambitions of oligarchs, for the ambitions of the Dick Cheneys and the Halliburtons and the Lockheed Martins, who had all these defense contracts and all this other stuff. People, rich men who are richer now because those wars went on for as long as they did. And now they want to push us in other wars. If the military was about defense and about defending the border, well, who the fuck really wants to fight us? Straight up. A straight up fight with nobody. Nobody wants to straight up fight with the military. That's why there's always peace talks and this. Even when we directly meddled and stuff, even when we directly sabotage shit, and our hand is covered in blood, nobody directly attacks us because they know what that comes with that. They know it just gives the people that control that tool the reason to go over there and fuck some shit up, the reason to conquer, the reason to use. So no, I would never be a part of that again, to be used as a tool, or try to be used as a tool to be sent someplace, or to try to send me someplace to get blown up for some shit that I won't benefit from in the future. Hell no. I see the veterans out here that did go and fight. I see them. I said, like, just today, I'm out here smoking crack. That's what they do a lot of times, right here out here smoking crack, like numbing the pain. There's not a lot of help for these men. And it's what was it today? It's 100. It's 101 now. So it had to be about 106 today. They out here smoking crack. That's what they do. And the pain. I'm glad I didn't go through that shit. I'm glad I didn't put myself through that shit. I'm glad. I used to feel so much shame for, oh, you deserter, I didn't go, I should have went. I would did this. No, fuck all that. Fuck that. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad y'all were here today for this part. I know I went off the rails here with the prostitution talk and all that other stuff, but it's the truth, man. I don't sit up here and try to, like. Here's the thing about me, y'all. And I like that question. You asked me if I ever made a lot of money, would I switch up? Nah, I ain't got no reason to. If I wanted to like come off as something, or I would try to do that. I don't want to ever lie to y'all as about who I am as a person, who y'all watching. Y'all are watching a fucking flawed individual. I'm not that's who I am. I'm a flawed 42-year-old man who is trying to survive in America. That is what I am. I recognize a lot of things, and I recognize a lot of things about myself. I'm just not shy about sharing those things about me. Yeah, they're embarrassing. Some of those things are embarrassing. Some of those stories are embarrassing, like the prostitution stuff. I'm not proud that I was like, oh, y'all bought some prostitutes. Not bragging about it. I'm just saying I did. I bought prostitutes. I have bought prostitutes, right? So, like, but it's embarrassing for me. It's not like easy for me to say that, but I say it because it's something that people do. It's something that some people can relate to. It's something that I wanted to share and let you know that there is darkness behind it. There was not a lot of pleasure to that. Is that all that was money I could have kept, could have pleased myself or not, did the whole semen retention thing and been on about my day. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'll catch y'all next time. Bye bye.